What is the perimeter of this shape?
Okay, so what is perimeter of this shape? What do you think, Miss America? Should I do 1, 2, 2, 3, 3? Yes. And I think the timer is gonna go out, so you might have to hurry. So it might be 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And let me go to question number 8.
Complete the problem.
Nope, let me click skip, I don't know it.
Which fraction below is not equivalent to the others?
Not this one.
Complete the problem.
Okay, for one, so should I know the answer? You should skip try at the end. Okay, so let me click skip try at the end. Congratulations! You have successfully completed the activity. You can leave the station now. Exit test. Okay, everyone, so the city map cap is already finished. So give applause again, because I did really take the job for our city map cap, so give applause again, please. Good job, Merida. I'm really proud of you. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so let me click exit test. Alright, everyone, so what should I do next? Do they have screening for our Fastbridge Learning? I don't know, Scarlett. So let me go to screening. Oh, I think we already did for the screening right now, so we're not gonna do that today. Okay? Well, okay. Okay, so we've already did for our screening right now, so we already do a math, a reading, vocabulary words, and CD math cap. And the math activities, so let me take this computer away and put his backpack, okay? Okay. Alrighty, so let me put this away. So everyone, I have a surprise for you for the story time for a read-along book. So, are you ready? Yes, we're ready. But what is of the surprise book? I think we might have to find out. Well, okay. Maybe there's a book in the kitchen, right, Rojo? Yes. So everyone, there might be a book in the kitchen, so you might have to find out, okay? Okay. So Scarlett, do you want to come with us? I'm just gonna have to stay here. Yeah, me too. Well, okay. Well, do you want to come with us, Toffee? Yes. Okay. What about you, Rojo and Meme? Oh yeah, we can come too. I'm not going. I can. I'm not going either. Well, I can. Me too. I want to come too. Well, I can come. Well, me too. Me 3. Well, everyone is not coming. Are you, Ariel? Maybe if I can come too. Or maybe, yeah. Well, okay. Well, come on, everyone. Let's go to story if you might have to find out, okay? Okay. All right, everyone. Do you know what I'm going to read today? What are you going to read today? I'm going to read for this book. It's called Thank You, Mr. Falker. Thank you, Mr. Falker? Yeah, it says Thank You, Mr. Falker, because that's from Storyline Online from Jane Kasmerick. Who's Jane, Kasmerick? From Storyline Online? Oh, okay. Well, that was a good book without saying any curse words. Well, it might get happens, okay? Well, okay. Huh? Snow White, Pete the cat, and White the dog, and Princess Molly? What are you guys doing here? Oh, we're just here for storyteller with you. Oh, okay. But I thought guys didn't want to come. I know, but we want to hear for a story for our read-along book. Yeah, Snow White's right. We want to hear that too. Yeah, me too. And me 3. Oh, okay. So, what are you doing, Merida? We're going to read a book. It's called Thank You, Mr. Falker. Thank you, Mr. Falker. Where'd you get that? We got it from the mail. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like fun. Yeah, that sounds like fun too. So, it's from Storyline Online, and her name is Jane Kasmerick. Jane Kasmerick? What is that for? That means from Storyline Online. Well, okay. Well, I'll might have to join us too. Yeah, us too, and me 3. Well, okay, come join us. Okay. Okay, let me take from the attendance. Snow White, Rojo, Princess Molly, Sand, Elsa, Madeline, Mirabelle, Meme, Ariel, America, Elsa, Toffee, Candy, Mirabelle, Allie, Pete, and White. Good. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to read about, it's called Thank You, Mr. Falker. It is called from the book Prologue, okay? Alrighty. Okay, everyone, let the story begin. Okay, so I'm going to read first, and then someone needs to go next, okay? Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to read first, so let's begin. Thank you, Mr. Falker. Thank you, Mr. Falker, by Patricia Polacco. To George Falker, the real Mr. Falker, you will forever be my hero. Alrighty, here I go. The grandpa held a jar of honey so that all the family could see, then dipped a little into it and drizzled honey on the cover of a small book. The little girl had just turned 5. Stand up, little one, he cooed. I did this for your mother, your uncles, your older brother, and now you. Then he handed the book to her. Taste! She dipped her finger into the honey and put it into her mouth. What is that taste? The grandma asked. The little girl answered, sweet. Then all the family said in a single voice, yes, and so is knowledge. But knowledge is like the bee that made that sweet honey. You have to chase it through the pages of a book. The little girl knew that a promise to read was at last hers. Soon, she was going to learn to read. Okay, everyone, so I already read first, so who would like to go next? Do you want to go next, Snow White? Yeah, I want to go next. Okay, Snow White, go ahead. Okay, I'm going to read next. Trisha, the littlest girl of the family, grew up loving books. Her school teacher mother read to her every night. Her red-headed brother brought his books home from school and shared them. And whenever she visited to the family farm, her grandfather or grandmother read to her by the stone fireplace. When she turned 5 and went to the kindergarten, most of all she hoped to read. Each day she saw the kids in the first grade across the hall reading. And before the year was over, some of the kids in her own class began to read. Not Trisha. Still, she loved being at school because she could draw. The other kids would crowd around her and watch her do her magic with the crayons. In first grade, you learn to read, said her brother. Good job, Snow White. You really did good job. Thank you. No problem, Snow White. Okay, so she already read next, and so who would like to read next? Malin, can you read next? Yes. Thank you, Malin. You're welcome. Okay, so she's going to read next because she's going to turn a page and read it, okay? Alrighty. Okay, Malin, go ahead. Okay. Alrighty, my turn to read. Alrighty. In first grade, Trisha sat in a circle with the other kids. They were all holding Our Neighborhood, their first reader, sounding out letters and words. They said oi, boy, and uk, look. The teacher smiled at them when they put all the sounds together and got a word right. But when Trisha looked at the page, all she saw were wiggling shapes. And when she tried to sound out words, the other kids laughed at her. Trisha, why are you looking at that book, they'd say. I'm reading, she'd say back to them. But her teacher would move on to the next person, always when it's her turn to read. Her teacher had to help her with every single word. And while the other kids moved up into a second reader and third reader, she stayed alone in Our Neighborhood. Trisha began to feel different. She began to feel dumb. Okay, everyone, so let me tell you something for real quick, girls. So let me read this again. But her teacher would move on to the next person, always when it was her turn to read. Her teacher had to help her with every single word. And while the other kids moved up into a second reader and third reader, she stayed alone in Our Neighborhood. She began to feel different. And she began to feel dumb. And so, everyone, why she was dumb? Do you know, Elsa? Because she was dumb because she feels kind of bored while she's reading the book. And then the other kids laughed at her. Yes, so the other kids laughed at her and they said, Trisha, why are you looking at a book? And she says, I'm reading. Oh, so that's what happened? Yes. So that's what happens when the story begins, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so she was kind of feel dumb, and so let me just turn a page. Alrighty, so I already turned a page, and so Princess Molly, can you read next? Sure. Thank you. No problem. Okay, it's my turn to read. Okay, here I go. The harder words got for the little girl, the more and more time she spent drawing. How she loved to draw. Or just sitting and dreaming. Or, when she could, going for walks with her grandmother. One summer day, she and her grandma were walking together in the small woods behind their farm. It was twilight. The air was sweet and warm. Fireflies were just coming up from the grasses. As they walked, Trisha said, Grandma, do you think I'm different? Of course, her grandma answered. To be different is a miracle of life. You see all of those little fireflies? Every one is different. Do you think I'm smart? Trisha didn't feel smart. Her grandma hugged her. You are the smartest, quickest, dearest little thing ever. Right then, the little girl felt safe in her grandma's arms. Reading didn't matter so much. Okay, so who would like to read next? Peter Cat, do you want to read next? Yes. Okay. So, Meredith, I think Peter Cat is going to read next. Oh, okay. You can go have a seat. Alrighty. Shall I read next? Sure you can, Peter Cat. Go ahead. Okay. Alrighty, my turn. Okay. Trisha's grandma used to say that the stars were holes in the sky. They were the lights of heaven coming from the other side, and she used to say that someday she would be on the other side, where the light comes from. One evening, they lay on the grass together and counted lights from heaven. You know, her grandma said, all of us will go there someday. Hang on to the grass, or you'll lift right off the ground, and there you'll be. They laughed and both hung on to the grass. But it was not long after that night that her grandma must have let go of the grass, because she went to where the lights were on the other side. And not long after that, Trisha's grandpa let go of the grass too. School seemed harder and harder now. So, Peter Cat, I might have to tell you something. Oh, then what is it? So when Trisha and her grandma must have let go of the grass, and Trisha's grandpa let go of the grass too, why are they looking at the stars? Because they want to, and there's stars everywhere. There's our shooting star, and there's our beautiful constellations. Isn't that right? That's right, Peter Cat. So it does have a constellations while they're looking at the stars with holes in the sky coming from lights for heaven, right? That's right. Okay, so let me turn the page and someone is going to read next. Okay.